So hey guys, how you all doing? This is Anmol and today we are going to learn the basics of Git and GitHub commands. Yeah, that's right. So if you are an open source contributor, you must be really aware about the Git and GitHub. But in this video, I'm assuming you don't know anything about Git or GitHub. So we will start from very basics. Yeah, I'm assuming that you have made an account on your GitHub. So let's just see. So this is going to be our today's agenda, where firstly we will discuss about the differences between Git and GitHub, because most of the students are thinking that both of them are same. So we will be discussing how are they different and what are their purpose, and then we will move on to installing the Git. I will show you how to install the Git on Linux. Also, yes, I am going to use Linux in whole this video, but you can relate if you are a Windows user because things are pretty much same. So we will be installing the Git, and then we will move on to the live demonstration of the basic GitHub command. These commands will be git push, git commit, and then I'll summarize the video. So let's begin. I hope you are all ready. Alright, so now we will look into the Git versus GitHub. As you can see, Git is a software that is available to you as a command line tool, and it is installed locally on your system. You install it on your system and then you operate it accordingly. Git is more focused on the version control and code sharing. Version control means it tracks your code and see the changes. You can push the code from your system to the GitHub or anywhere where you are storing. Also, the Git is used to manage the source code history. You can view the history of your codes, what are the changes that have been happening on your code and all. And now we're talking about GitHub. So GitHub is a service that is available to you as a graphical user interface. It is hosted on a web and it is more focused on the centralized source code hosting. So you can use the GitHub as hosting for GitHub repositories. You can view your projects and you can host the sum of projects like a web page, and if you are making some AngularJS projects and all, you can host it on your GitHub account. So now moving on to the next very important point, how are you going to install Git? So this is a website. As you can see, we have git-scm.com/downloads. If you are a Windows user or you are a Mac OS user, you can simply go to the website. This is the interface of the website and you can install the Git. However, if you are using Linux, then follow me. Simply open your terminal and type sudo apt get install git. Alright, now I'll be entering my password. If you have not installed Git, then the installation process will start right from here. Since I have already installed Git, as you can see, I have installed the Git version 2.30.2, so it's not being installed. However, if it is not installed in your system, you can install it like this. Alright, I'm assuming that you have installed the Git and we are good to go. Alright, so right before getting into the practical, I want you to understand some of the basic concepts of the GitHub, like what is commit, what is branch. So commit, you can look it as a small group of meaningful changes as commits. Like as you save your project, you are committing some changes. And also let me tell you, each time you commit a message, the Git assigns a unique ID called SHA or hash that identifies the specific changes, when the changes were made and who created them, so that you can track down the changes that's been happening in your project. Now the next concept is branches. So in GitHub we use branches to isolate the development work without affecting the other branches in the repository. Like you can make your own changes in a separate branch and it won't affect the whole original repository. So right, let's get into the demonstration. As I already said, I am assuming you have a GitHub account, so simply go to your GitHub account and you can see here we have a new repository option. So I'll be creating a new repository. Let's say this as Punisher test repository. Description is a little description about your repository. This is a test repo. Alright, you have an option for making your repository as public or private. You can choose accordingly. I'll be keeping it public, no problem. and then you can add a readme file. So a readme file is a markdown file that describes your project. let's create project, create repository. So this is how our repository is being created. Now we will copy this repository in our local machine. So go to the desired place where you want to download this repository. I am keeping it in my documents. Simply type git clone and paste the link that you just copied and hit enter. As you can see, our repository Punisher is being cloned. Cloned means it is getting downloaded in your local system. So as you can see, we are now in the Punisher directory, and let me initialize. So this is how you can initialize your project. However, this was already initialized, so we don't have to do it anyways. Now let's see. I am making a file nanofrank.txt. This is a sample file. We will be pushing it from our local machine to our GitHub, and this is how you are going to do it. So this is Frank Castle anything. I am saving it and let's exit. As you can see, now we have a file called frank.txt. Now we will add this file. In order to add the file that you want to add in your project on the GitHub, you have to type the command git add and then specify the name of the document that you are going to upload. Also, if you want to add a whole folder and every file you want to push on the GitHub, then simply type git add and a dot. This will add each and every file present in the folder. Alright, as we have added, we will now commit our changes. So this is how you can commit the changes with a message. Let's keep it initial commit and hit enter. As you can see, we have one file changed and 2 insertions, and some changes were made in frank.txt. Alright, now I am going to push this into my GitHub repository. So as you can see, I just typed git push, and now some hash is generated for my commit, as I already told you in my slides, and I have pushed my project to the main branch. This is my branch. Alright, let's see if I was successful or not. I'll reload, and as you can see, here we have frank.txt, and if you remember, this was the message that I just typed in the file. So this is how you can commit and push code changes in your project and sync it with the GitHub. Alright, I'm going to show you one more thing, that is git branch. As you can see, we are now on the main branch. Now let's create our own branch. So we will simply type git create and let it be progress or something. So as you can see, now we have 2 branches and we are on the progress. So that this is how we switched on progress. Alright, so now I hope it's clear to you how you can commit changes to your code and push it into your GitHub repository right from your local host system. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.